Ladies and gentlemen, wake up, because right now in this moment, you are one decision away from a completely different life. And that decision is to take back control of your mind. If you want to radically shift your state of mind, if you're tired of feeling stuck, drained, anxious, or uncertain, then hear this loud and clear. Emotion is created by motion. That means you don't need to wait until you feel better to take action. You take action, and the feelings change because of it. Most people have it backward. They think they need to feel confident before they stand tall, or feel happy before they smile. But in reality, the way you move your body directly influences your emotional state in real time. If you slouch, breathe shallow, and look down, you're programming your brain for sadness, stress, and defeat. But if you change your posture, if you pull your shoulders back, lift your chest, take in deep, powerful breaths, and move with certainty, your mind begins to follow your body's lead. This is not theory. This is neuroscience. Your nervous system is hardwired to respond to physical stimuli. Your heart rate, hormone levels, and neurological activity all respond instantly to how you move. Stand in a position of strength, and your brain produces chemicals that make you feel strong. Jump up and down like you just won the lottery, and you'll actually start to feel joy, even if 5 minutes ago you were drowning in stress. Why? Because motion shifts your biochemistry. And when you shift your biochemistry, you shift your emotions, you shift your state. Every champion, every high performer, every leader who knows how to show up, even when life's messy, they've learned this secret. They've learned that they can manufacture the feeling of power, clarity, certainty, on demand by moving with purpose. You can train yourself to generate energy instead of wait for it. You can use your body as a tool, as a weapon, as a gateway to the mindset you want, not the one you're stuck in. Imagine the possibilities when you're no longer waiting on external conditions to feel good. You're not dependent on your bank account, the weather, or what someone said about you. You become independent, free. You command your state. And the best part? It only takes seconds to start. You don't need a gym, a coach, or a perfect moment. You just need to move. Get up. Shake it off. Shake it off. Take 10 powerful breaths. Clap your hands. Yell if you need to. Dance like a maniac. Do 10 jumping jacks. It's not silly. It's smart. It's science. It's transformation in motion. Stop trying to think your way into a better mood and start moving your way into one. You'll be shocked how quickly it works. Change your movement. Change your mood. Change your breath. Change your belief. Change your energy. Change your life. Because in the end, if you can change your motion, you can change your emotion. You can change your emotion. When you master that, there is no state you can't reach, no challenge you can't face, and no version of yourself you can't become. One of the most powerful truths you will ever understand about your mind is this: where focus goes, energy flows. That means your life is a direct reflection of what you've been consistently focusing on, whether consciously or unconsciously. Your focus is like a magnifying glass. Whatever you point it toward starts to grow in intensity. Focus on problems and you'll feel overwhelmed. Focus on possibilities and you'll feel inspired. It's not about what's happening around you. It's about where your attention is going inside you. You could have two people experience the exact same situation. Let's say both lose their jobs. One person focuses on what they've lost, on the fear, on the uncertainty, and they spiral into panic. The other focuses on what they could gain, on new doors opening, on an opportunity to redefine their life, and they start to build momentum. Same event, completely different emotional outcomes. Why? Because of focus. Focus is not a passive reaction to life. It's a choice, a muscle, a discipline, and it determines how you feel, how you think, and how you act. Your brain is constantly filtering information. Right now, you're being bombarded by millions of bits of sensory input, sounds, sights, thoughts, but your brain can only handle so much. So it chooses what to notice, what to highlight, what to respond to. And guess how it decides? Based on what you consistently focus on. Focus tells your brain, this is important, prioritize this. So if you constantly focus on what's missing, what's wrong, what's scary, your brain literally starts scanning the world for more of it. That's how negative cycles are created, not because life is always negative, but because you've trained your mind to find what's negative. But the good news? You can flip that switch anytime. You can redirect your focus. You can tell your brain, look for strength, look for gratitude. Look for what's working. And when you do that, when you train your focus like a warrior trains a weapon, your entire internal world changes. And when your inner world shifts, your outer world follows. That's not motivation, that's mechanics. Think about this. Have you ever been in a moment where nothing changed except your perspective, and suddenly everything felt different? That's the power of focus. It's the ability to take a challenge and turn it into fuel. It's the difference between saying, "This is happening to me," and "This is happening for me." And it all comes down to what you're choosing to focus on. You want to change your state of mind? Start by directing your focus with intention. Don't let your mind drift. Lead it. Focus on strength. Focus on love. Focus on your future. Focus on what you can control, not what you can't. Because wherever your focus goes, your energy, your emotions, your results, they will all follow. The words you use don't just describe your life, they create it. Every single day, you are speaking your reality into existence, and most people don't even realize it. They think they're just venting, expressing, being honest. But what they're really doing is scripting a story that their mind starts to believe. And once the mind believes it, it lives it. Over and over again. That's the power of language. It's not just communication, it's creation. When you say, "I'm tired," your body listens. When you say, "I'm overwhelmed," your nervous system believes you. When you say, "I can't do this," your brain starts shutting down possibility. Language is not harmless. It is not neutral. It is a command, a signal, a cue to your mind and body that says, "Oh, this is who I am. This is how I feel. This is what I expect." And over time, those words become your identity. You want to change your state of mind? Start by changing your vocabulary. Trade "I'm broken" for "I'm rebuilding." Swap "I'm stuck" for "I'm learning." Replace "I always mess this up" with "I'm figuring it out." These shifts might sound small, but they carry massive psychological weight. Why? Because the brain responds emotionally and chemically to the words we speak. Words trigger emotions, and emotions fuel actions. Change your language and you immediately alter your emotional state, because now your mind has a different story to follow. Think about how different your day would be if instead of saying, "I have to go to work," you said, "I get to go to work." One word, have versus get, and suddenly you're living in gratitude, not obligation. Or when you stop saying, "I'm terrible at this," and start saying, "I'm working on this," your energy goes from defeat to progress. You're telling your mind, "We're moving forward," and your mind responds in kind. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing words that empower you instead of enslave you. Words that pull you toward action, not keep you frozen in fear. You can be honest and still be powerful. You can acknowledge challenges without turning them into permanent labels. Stop using language that limits you and start using language that lifts you. Stop speaking in past tense about who you were and start declaring who you are becoming. Your entire identity is shaped by repeated language. If you constantly call yourself lazy, broken, anxious, or hopeless, don't be surprised when your life reflects it. But if you start calling yourself driven, resilient, focused, and powerful, even when you don't fully feel it yet, you start becoming that person one word at a time. Language is not a mirror, it's a map, and you're the one drawing the route. Choose your words with purpose because they are writing the story of your life. You want a new mindset? Start by writing a new script. Speak as the person you're stepping into. Because once your language changes, your life can't stay the same. Every emotion you feel, every reaction you have, and every mental loop you get stuck in, none of it happens by accident. There's a pattern to it, a rhythm, a sequence. Your brain is a pattern recognition machine, and once it finds a loop that feels familiar, whether it's helpful or harmful, it tends to run that loop on autopilot. What matters today? And based on the emotional memories you've stacked up, it answers. That's why you can wake up feeling drained even before the day begins. Not because life is hard in that moment, but because you've allowed your mind to stack too much negative weight. See, the mind works like a filing cabinet. Every moment you experience, every emotion you feel gets filed away. But here's the catch. The more often you feel a certain emotion, the more accessible it becomes. If you keep replaying failure, fear, stress, or insecurity, your mind starts stacking it. Layer by layer, it becomes your emotional default. But you don't have to live like that. You can take control of the stack. You can deliberately load your mind with emotions that serve you. Confidence, gratitude, love, excitement. You can train your brain to go there first, but it takes intentional action. You have to stack the good. That means every day you find the wins, big or small. You celebrate progress. You relive moments of power. You flood your mind with memories that empower you. Think about a time you overcame something. Feel it. See it. Hear the sounds. Feel the energy of that win. You're not just remembering, you're reinstalling strength. You're building a fortress of belief. One brick at a time. Stacking the good doesn't mean ignoring the bad. It means refusing to let the bad own you. When fear shows up, you don't pretend it's not there. You shrink it. You disempower it. You look it in the eye and take away its authority. You ask, is this fear even real? And you'll often find it's not. It's just a story your brain has told too many times. So now, instead of stacking fear, you start stacking truth. Instead of stacking pain, you stack perspective. This is mental conditioning. It's emotional mastery. Just like going to the gym trains your muscles, stacking positive emotions trains your mindset. It builds emotional resilience. It gives you access to strength when life hits hard. Because let's be honest, life will hit. It will test you. But if you've built your internal stack correctly, you won't fold. You'll rise. Because you've conditioned your mind to reach for the right emotions instead of being dragged down by the wrong ones. And the best part, it only takes minutes a day. Reflect on 3 things you're proud of, 3 things you're grateful for, 3 things you're excited about, and push you're excited about. Do this daily and watch what happens. Your energy shifts, your confidence grows, your state elevates, not by accident, but by design. You don't need a new life to feel powerful. You need a new stack, one that reminds you of who you really are, one that lifts you when the world tries to pull you down. So starting today, stack the good and weaken everything that doesn't serve you. That's how you win from the inside out. If you truly want to change your life, if you want a permanent shift, not just in how you feel, but in how you live, you must understand this truth. Identity is the ultimate lever, because in the end, we don't behave according to what we want. We behave according to who we believe we are. Every action, every habit, every decision you make flows downstream from your identity. You will fight to stay consistent with the beliefs you hold about yourself, even if those beliefs are hurting you. That's how powerful identity is. If deep down you believe you're a failure, you'll sabotage success. If you believe you're not disciplined, you'll keep making excuses. If you believe you're broken, you'll keep searching for things outside of you to fix what's inside. And it doesn't matter how many strategies you learn or how much motivation you absorb. If your identity hasn't changed, your results won't stick. You might get short-term wins, but your old self-image will pull you back like gravity because you can't outperform your identity. You always come back to your core belief about who you are. But here's the gift. Identity is not fixed. It's not fate. It's programmable. You can redefine who you are. You can decide right now that you're no longer going to be a person who doubts, delays, or shrinks. You can draw a line in the sand and say, that was who I was. This is who I am now. And the moment you do that, you begin shifting the entire trajectory of your life. You no longer ask, what should I do? You ask, what would the best version of me do? And then you act like that person. Again and again. Until it's no longer acting, it becomes real. Identity isn't about perfection. It's about alignment. Alignment between your vision and your self-concept. Alignment between your values and your actions. When you see yourself as a leader, you start making decisions from strength. When you believe you are worthy, you stop tolerating things that drain your spirit. When you claim the identity of someone who is resilient, focused, and relentless, you start moving differently, because that's just who you are now. The problem is, most people are living out an identity that was shaped by pain, by other people's opinions, by past failures. And they never stop to ask, do I want to keep being this person? Your past is not your identity. Your habits are not your identity. Your circumstances are not your identity. Identity is a choice. And when you choose to upgrade it, when you claim a new version of yourself with certainty, emotion, and repetition, your life starts to catch up to that version. So if you want real change, start there. Start with the declaration of who you are. Not who you hope to become, who you already are underneath the fear, underneath the doubt. Speak it, own it, step into it. Because when your identity changes, everything else follows. That's the lever that moves your entire world.